has a very light mark in it, but I believe this can be polished. I will try anyway. I'm gonna snap a photo here with my phone just so I know the pattern. Yeah, here I think I can see from that picture where I have a bolt and where I have a screw. Okay, there are two guys here that don't like me. See, that's it. If you don't like me, I'm not gonna like you either. If you don't respect me, I don't respect you. So, did you see what happened to your sister? You wanna do the same thing with you, or you're gonna be my friend now? You're gonna be my friend. Okay, good decision. Yeah, guys, I spent too much time alone here with my engines. Good. Wow, that's a good slack. So we need a new chain. I can almost remove it without removing the sprocket, you see? This oil deflector looks good. I don't see a reason to change it. So I'm gonna buy new gears. Is this gonna come out too? Not really. Oh, there is some play on the crankshaft, you know? That's 15 thou. Let's try the count. There is some play here, and I better measure it right now. Okay, so I have the dial gauge set up here, and that's gonna be my 0, where it's all the way to the front. Let's push it back. Wow! So that's exactly 3 thou. I don't know what is normal, but I'm not gonna look at specs right now. I'm gonna just write it down, and later I'm gonna see if that's within the tolerance or not. So what did I say? 10 thou, right? It's 11. Yeah, we definitely need a new one. That looks beautiful. Very nice, looks brand new. Okay, what do we have here? Well, I'm guessing that this star is some oil additive that somebody added there, because there was no compression on the first cylinder. You saw what was the condition of the valves there, and it just settled down in the bottom of the oil pan. I have no other explanation. Okay, let's see what the things look like here. A little bit of side play, but nothing on this side, which is good. This looks good. Okay, so first of all I'm gonna check the oil pump to make sure that we have a good oil pressure. Here it's nice and smooth, there's no ridge, which is very good. And now we're gonna measure the clearance. I don't remember what were the tolerances, so that's 2007 inch. Okay, that goes in, but let's see if 0.3 is gonna go in. Yeah, 3 tau also goes, 5 goes into, 6 cannot go in. So we have 5 between inner and outer rotor. Let's see between outer rotor and the body. 3000, 7 inch. Okay, 3000 goes, 4000. Yeah. It did go actually inside. 5 is very tight. Yeah. So 5, and also I want to check the end clearance, which is checked like that. No, 3 is too much. 25, because 3 is too tight, 2 is too loose, so I'm gonna consider it 25. Okay, we'll see later if this is within the tolerances. The shaft looks good too. Here I attempted to explain how the oil pump works, but unfortunately I was showing to the camera in a wrong position, so nothing of what I showed was seen. So anyways, I explained that in another video that was for the TR4 engine. I'm gonna put a link here, and if you want to know how the oil pump works, you can go and check that there. Or also, if you want to hear it in a better English, something a little bit more understandable than my English, you can go check Chris Fisher's video about that. He has a beautiful video, and this is the link to it. That looks beautiful. Wow, I might get lucky. Let's see, what does it say at the back? 138211. That doesn't tell me anything. And here it says 4922. Okay, we will figure that later. Let's see if we can push this down without dropping it in the oil. So later that day I checked the numbers in Google, and the first one, the 138211, appears to be the original part number for the connecting rod bearings for this engine. And actually it looks like this engine has never been taken apart. These are the original bearings in it, and you will see later what else is original. This bearing looks good too. This ring is seized inside the channel. Oh, very nice, Elaine. If only your hands were in the frame, everything would be so much more visual. I'm sorry guys, let's move on to something else. This guy here doesn't know how to shoot. Okay, I made a mistake. I was expecting the crankshaft and the bearings to be in a worse shape. I didn't think of that earlier, but now when I see that I removed number 1 and number 4 already, and they are in beautiful condition. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna plastic gauge these two, because I removed also the rods from the first and the fourth, and I removed the pistons, so I don't want to put them back in. But I'm gonna measure, I'm gonna plastic gauge number 2 and number 3 and see what is the clearance, and maybe, who knows, if it's good, I can just put it back together. At least the bottom end will be good. So if you don't know how to use that, I'm gonna show you now. Okay, here is the plastic gauge. Obviously it's not gonna work with my gloves on. Okay, so we cut a small piece and we're gonna put it there, like that. I'll bring you closer so you can see better. Okay, do you see it now? It's right there. So now carefully we're gonna put the cap back on. If we find it, oh, it's here. So carefully, so we don't move it or lose it. I'm gonna put the cap back on. And now this is very important. It needs to be torqued to the proper spec. The spec says for the connecting rods on this engine 50 foot-pounds. So my torque wrench is set to 50. Come on. Okay. Let's do this one. That's it. So now we are torqued to the spec. And now I'm gonna remove it and we will see how wide is the strip. So how does the plastic gauge work? This is wax basically, and it gets squeezed between the bearing and the crankshaft. And now when we remove it, we'll see how wide it is. We'll compare it to these measurements here. This is for inches, on the other side it's for millimeters, so we're going to use this side and we're going to compare it and see how wide it became, and that's going to give us an idea of where we stand with the clearance. Very important, while we have the plastic gauge there, we shouldn't move the crank at all, because that might give us a wrong idea about the clearance. Okay, let's see. And it is right there, and it looks good to me. That really looks good. I don't know if you see. So this is the inch side, the imperial side. So it is around 0.0015. This is actually very good. I don't know what is the tolerance, but I believe it's somewhere there between 10 and 25 usually for these small engines. So this looks like 15. I'm gonna take it out now and I'm gonna check the other one too. Actually, I'm gonna leave it there for now. I just don't want to mix the bolt and the cups. It's very important that the connecting rods and the cups are not mixed at all, because they form a perfect circle. If you have a wrong cup, it might end up a little bit like that, or like that, or like that, or whatever. So it is very important that you put the right cap on the right connecting rod. Same goes for the main bearings. Yeah, it looks beautiful. So let's measure this one too. So this is not perfect measurement because it's eyeballing, obviously, but it's pretty close to the truth. And something I forgot to say, the green plastic gauge is for tolerances between 1.001 and 0.003. This is 1 to 3 thousandths of an inch. And there's also red one, which is 0.002, so 2 thousandths to 6 thousandths. And there's also a blue one, which is much bigger. So we are using here the 1 to 3, which is the green one. So it looks like I don't need connecting rod bearings. That's really good. If the plastic gauge shows me good for this one too, and it appears that the clearances on the second and the third pin are good, then I'm gonna just measure the first and the fourth with my micrometer. If the diameter of the crank pin is the same for all of them, this means that also the other two will have good clearance. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks beautiful. I can tell already. So I can measure again 0.15, 0.0015, which is 10 thousandths of an inch, or 1.5 thousandth of an inch. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna do the same for the main bearings. I'm gonna measure with the plastic gauge first before I take them out. 140111. So 140111. There's no size or anything, but I guess this means that they are the standard size. So anyways, I'm gonna do a plastic gauge test just to see what's the situation right now with these bearings, and I might buy new main bearings depending on the condition of the rest of the shells, but I'm really curious to see what is the clearance right now. Okay, where's my plastic gauge? Did I lose it? Yes, I did. Anyone seen my plastic gauge? I found it. Okay, don't look for it, I found it. For this, 55. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do this one too, and then I'm gonna measure them together. That's a little bit narrow, but I believe the tolerance here must be a little bit bigger anyways. Yep, that's somewhere around 20. 22 I would say. And let's see this one. Same thing here. Yeah, somewhere there, 22. So that's what else is original on this engine. All the measurements. It looks like it's been sitting for all these years and it was barely driven. It's like a brand new engine coming out of the factory. I'm so happy about that. Bless you, thank you.